everyone. So, you know me, that's me, Hayley Williams from Keystone Marketing. What I thought I'd do this afternoon is just show you some of the things I do. So rather than just telling you what I do, you can actually see for yourself. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll love looking at pictures. Now, I know you will, Rachel, for sure, like looking at pictures. So I've got some pictures to show you. That was me at about 5, and I loved writing. I was always writing, I was always drawing, and as I got a bit older, I was writing stories as well. And it's quite interesting to see where I've now got to in my life, bearing in mind writing and thinking creatively was always important to me. And in fact, when I was a little bit older, my cousins and I used to like playing newspapers. Now, I was always the editor in charge. My brother there was answering the phone, and my cousin there was just seeing what the latest news was. And it's just really interesting that even in my role play when I was young, so it makes me think, perhaps it was in the bones from the very beginning. My brother works in marketing now too. He works in the music industry for Universal. My cousin there runs a graphic design agency, and my dad is head of comms for a charity, so it's definitely in the blood. That's me and my family. I was the first child on both sides of my family to go to university, which was something that I was very proud of, as were my family. And I did a communications degree, so again, right from my education, the understanding of the written word and the impact it has was really important to me. But in terms of what's important to me now, that's my own family, so I just thought I'd share a picture. That's my husband. We've been married 11 years this year. And there's our two, what I call cheeky monkeys. Maya's 5 and Dylan's 2. That's a slightly old photo. We never seem to get one of the 4 of us together. It's always one of us taking it. But I just wanted to give you a bit of understanding as to who I am as a person, really, and what's important to me. And the beauty of Keystone is I can work it around my family as well, which is one of the key drivers. But a little bit now about the business and how I think I might be able to help you and some of the people that you know through your own networks. Being in marketing, it's all about slides and visuals, so I've got a few of them. But as you'll hear me say in my 60-second pitches, I'm all about working with businesses that are either short of marketing time, resource or expertise. We're all busy getting on doing the work we've got to do and the job we've got to do, trying to raise our profile, trying to get business in, trying to do a good job of the business we've got. And sometimes we need help in lots of different ways. I've worked in marketing for 15 years, the last 18 months through my own business, so I like to feel that I've got quite a bit of expertise to help people with. And that's delivering various projects, support and solutions, and it's all about either establishing marketing impact or increasing marketing impact. I work with organisations on a retained basis, so they'll perhaps take a certain number of days from me a month, so they've got regular continuity in marketing, or I run projects for a set period of time. I'm going to share some of those with you later on. But just to tell you a little bit about my approach. It really focuses right from the beginning about communicating effectively with good content. Marketing is nothing if you haven't got an idea of what your message is and how best to present it. But then something I really enjoy doing is looking at how we can use that good content into campaigns. Now, campaigns doesn't have to be billboards. I'm not talking about Coca-Cola, you know, with the trucks and the multi-million-pound marketing campaigns. But actually, a campaign is just looking at what is the best way to communicate to your audience, the right way, in the right time, with the right materials. So perhaps you send out a formal letter to introduce your services. That's only one thing that you've done. Have you thought about maybe doing something else? So following up that with an email or following up that with a blog post that you send on to your clients as well. So rather than just talking to people once, you start to think about how you can build up a relationship and talk to them again and again. So that's just some of the things that I do through Keystone. So defining an identity and the messaging, running that through to materials, looking at how to drive interest, and then looking at targeted communication and events as well. And I've found in the last 18 months that there's actually a growing number of organisations that are seeing the benefits in using a freelance marketing service. Generally now business is a lot more collaborative, people can work remotely, people work together in lots of different ways, and actually it was a tough time with the credit crunch a few years ago, and marketing is actually one of the first things that will often go, and businesses now are seeing success again and wanting to remarket their products and services, but not necessarily have the issue of having someone there all the time. And it's proved very popular so far, touch wood. So I'm just going to talk to you about some of the projects I've been involved in and some of the clients I have. I work business to business or business to consumer. A huge manner of organisations. This is an engineering company I work with, one of my first clients, so it'll always be special to me. And I worked with them to just develop their brand. They had a logo, so Arcade, you can see in the top corner there, but that's all they had. They used to go out and present to new prospects just with a Word document. They said, oh, here you go, you know, here's what we can do for you. And actually I talked to them about really raising the bar, and we developed a brand, as you can see there, that then all of a sudden, rather than just having a Word document, they went out with a really nice proposal folder that was an editable PDF, so they could tailor it with all the details. And then from that, they really started to see what marketing could do for them and got a bit more confident and said, can you work with us for some other things as well? They were going to an exhibition, so I produced all of the graphics, roller banners, a PowerPoint presentation, various materials as well. So it gave them a whole toolkit that they could take to their exhibition, and they were really proud of that. And then they asked if I could work with them on their website. Now, James, before I met you, by the way, so we've got the relationship now, but it was before your time. And what they wanted is a site that was optimised and it was also editable. They had a site before that they couldn't make any changes to it, so they wanted to be able to write blog content and so on. So I fully copyright that for them and work with the web developer to produce it. And now one of my other long-term clients is St Neots Town Council, and this has been really interesting. I just sent them a speculative email and said, hi, I'm a local marketer, if you ever need any help, let me know. They asked me to go in and actually gave me a really meaty project to get involved with, which was the St Neots neighbourhood plan. And the exciting thing about this was that it was taking something that hadn't even existed yet and creating a huge campaign throughout the town to raise awareness locally. And Daniel, I don't know if you'd have seen this because this would have been just before you moved into St Neots, but it was a 6-week campaign all about encouraging the local community to feedback on what they felt the town needed moving forward. And I worked with the council and a designer that I know, and we created a distinct look and feel, a huge range of collateral, so leaflets, postcards, PowerPoint presentations, all which I'd copywritten based on the overall messaging document. And we had a media partnership as well, so on the bottom there you can see ads, and that run in the local press each week over 6 weeks, and it talked about where people could actually go out and see the town council through various events. So I organised about 20 events over a 6-week period, so pop-up events where the council were there and they could talk to the local residents about what they were doing. And based on the media partnership we had, I was able to secure quite a lot of coverage as well. So about 20 articles over the 6 weeks. So this was last spring. And sat down with the editor and the advertising manager for the very beginning and said, right, what can we do together in partnership? And they really got behind us, gave us a cover wrap on the front of the paper, which was no charge to us because they got local businesses to support it as well. But we were really able to start our campaign with a bang. Is that my 8 minutes? 2 minutes, okay. I'm going to have to race through a bit. Online was really important as well. So I think whenever I work with an organisation, it's all about looking at how best I can communicate their messages. This is one of my retained clients, so I work with them several days a month to run their ongoing marketing. So a monthly newsletter I produce for them, and lots of social media content as well. And at Christmas, they had an event at the British Library in London, 200 people, which I was involved in. Their membership manager had recently left, and so I was asked to take it on. So lots of graphics, all the briefing for the speakers, and all of the marketing that got the 200 people there. I didn't wear flats that day either, so I had to sort of feature in. So really, just to finish off, I'd really like you to think of me and my business as a plug-in marketing expert. So if you or anyone you know needs some marketing support or expertise, I'd like to think I could help. And I'm just going to share a couple of final things with you. This is an organisation called Claritas Laser Clinic, which launched last week in Buckden. And this is a client that I worked with to establish them on social media, get them some initial advertising in the press, and ran a launch event with a local business lady who came and spoke. And that came from a referral from WIBN, so from a previous member of this group. And just really one last thing to showcase, the St Neots Awards is the big project that I'm running at the moment, and stakeholders have been really important there. And we see the lovely Jess from Beacon Wealth Management, because her organisation actually supported the awards as well. So again, it just talks about collaboration really, and for me how WIBN has been so important. And you can just about see, I think on the next slide, the website, which was produced by the lovely Jane. So it's been a project that I've been able to get lots of other partners involved in. So just last question really, who do you know who needs marketing services on a freelance basis? If you know of anybody, then I would love to talk to you or talk to them. So that's me.
Fantastic.